Well, you can angle it up if you want. We live yet? All right, I want confirmation from our viewing audience that they can hear us, if we could do that before. I don't want to do an entire show. All right, so you guys back there, we just went live, so go ahead and look for it. Okay, go ahead and look for it right now on that page. And then click on it. I want to make sure that the audio is working before we do a whole show here. All right?
Nobody's on.
Nobody's on yet.
Nobody is confirmed yet.
Okay.
You're early, though. You're not supposed to be live.
Well, that's okay. We're allowed to do it. We're doing it live. We do it when we want to. We do it when we want to. I love the scheduling board up there.
Oh yeah, it's the only way to.
We got one that can hear? All right, guys. We're going live. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Akron's hottest and fastest growing show, 330 to go. I'm your host, Hank Forrester, coming to you live from Hudson, Ohio, on location at the Hudson Haunted House, the monster of them all. Here live for the opening night of their 46th season. Right now with me, I've got Alex and I've got Danielle, and right now we're going to introduce them. I want you guys to tell me who you are, what you do, and all that sort of thing, and how you come into contact and become affiliated with the Haunted House.
Well, I started in the 8th grade as a student volunteer and then kept going with it. Came to JC. Now I'm the president of the chapter and one of the 3 chairmen of the Haunted House.
Okay.
So I've been here since my parents were Jaycees, so I was actually younger to start. So I've been here since 1999. And I took a little bit of time off to raise my son. And now I'm back and secretary for the Hudson Jaycees and one of the chairmen and student coordinators.
Very nice, very nice. So my history with the Jaycees, my mom, Shirley, and that's how we used her name to sign the show off every night, was the office manager for the Akron Jaycees for almost 30 years. So, and then they ended up closing their chapter, right? So, but tell us a little bit more about the Jaycees themselves. What is it that you guys do for the community, and what kind of other programs do you provide?
Well, right now, like our main point of our canned food drive tonight is to get food to use towards our Kids Helping Kids program, where we sponsor families in need throughout December and towards like the Christmas season. So last year we did 12 kids and 5 families, and we're looking to double that or triple that this year. Okay. So we give them like clothes, food to get through the holidays. We also do an Easter event, and we do face painting events, and it all gets back into donations. People write us donation letters, all kinds of good stuff.
Okay, all right. Now, as far as the Jaycees go, so have they been in charge of the Haunted House from the very beginning?
Yes.
Okay, so my mom was, remember, this goes way back. You might remember this one, okay? Dad might remember this one. All right, so my history, my first time ever going through this Haunted House was in 8th grade in 1988 with St. Sebastian's. We were celebrating our 8th grade soccer championship. And the coach was like, let's all hop in a bus and let's head on over. So we all came over in our uniforms, went through, and back then it was $5 to get in, okay? And then you got to go right back through if you wanted to for $1. And I think we went through 3 times, okay? But my mom was part of, with the Jaycees initially, you might remember this, the Akron Haunted Civic Theater. All right, so this Haunted Civic Theater, the actual Akron Civic Theater, underneath there's catacombs, and they would use the basement and the catacombs as a haunted house back then. But that stopped. They stopped doing that 20, 25 years ago. All right, so this one has survived the test of time, and it's interesting because historically I always bring up the other ones. I'll call them the other ones, the 2 in Akron, right? The 7 floors, right? Point being, you guys are very unique in the fact that it is a ranch style, okay? And I was looking, one of your guys here was showing me the blueprints, and it has changed over the years, but it's mostly stayed pretty consistent in terms of the way that you use the maze. All right. So it's funny how you and I met. So we met through doing our show. I did a show on Hudson, and I was going and touring Hudson, and I walked into a coffee place, and you happened to be working at the time, and you were happy enough to allow us to interview you there.
I had no choice. My coworkers threw me under the bus. They said, no, we're not doing it. This is on you. And I was like, well, all right, that's fine, I guess.
Well, and so that's how we met, and then I didn't, that was it, right? That's just some lady I interviewed, right? And then weeks go by, months go by, and you're like, so hey, I see you do this show, and it's really starting to grow. Why don't you come take a look at our haunted house? And I'm like, you know what, that's a really good idea. And then the fact that it worked out, I happened to have a conference this week, so I was out of town, and then I came back, last night for the Browns game. Yay, Browns! I came back in town. I'm like, this is perfect because it worked with my Friday schedule. Okay, so thanks for inviting us. We appreciate being here. Okay, I've got some newbies with me, our camera crew. None of them have ever been in a haunted house before. All right, so let's talk about the house itself. Okay, how big is it? How many scenes? What's the square footage? What's the footprint of the haunted house?
I can tell you about 14 different scenes, but other than that, I couldn't tell you the square footage.
Okay.
But we started as, you know, the front door where people entered used to be like the back hallway over there. So we've added on and expanded. So
okay.
It's pretty big. It's
pretty big now? Okay. Well, on average, just to give an idea, you know, I know that it gets busy and there's lines and people get clogged up in there because they don't want to move, right? What's a typical transit? How long does it usually take to walk through?
I'd say anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes.
Oh, really?
Just because if people get really, really scared. Some people that bolt through, it'll take them 5 minutes.
Okay.
You know, it depends on how fast you're going.
Okay. We're going to be bringing equipment, so I doubt we'll be bolting. Okay. All right. So, what about the set creation? What goes into that? When does that start? Danielle, you want to go on that one?
We start very early. This year we got in here in February.
February?
February. It was still cold. There's no insulation, no heat in this building, so lots of layers.
You're kidding me?
No.
Okay. And you just finished hours ago,
yeah,
like
pretty much.
Like in the movie Weird Science, and the thing's sliding into position when Grandma and Grandpa walk in the door.
Yep.
All right. So, okay. So how does that go then? Is it a daily thing, or is it all?
It can be.
And
for most of us, it's something that we do
weekly.
We're up here weekends, even during the week, late nights, even sometimes overnights.
Okay.
All the designs and stuff come from all of our Jaycees. We do have, like, the chairman make a plan for what they want everything to look like. And then this year we did, we called them maze designers, and we gave people designated rooms and said, this is the idea, run with it.
Okay.
So that's kind of how it all came together this year.
Do all the scenes change every year?
No.
Okay. But a portion do? Mm-hmm. All right. So
if it's a failing room, we're going to change it.
Define failing. How's that work?
That has to do with them back there. If they think that the whole season they couldn't act it, you know, they had a really hard time, the dialogue was tough, or, you know, you couldn't scare anybody effectively, it most likely will get pulled.
Okay, all right. So rules, right? So there's always rules, and all haunted houses have different rules. Now, back in the day, the rules were a lot less strict in our old America, okay?
Yep.
And I remember being, like, picked up, like, grabbed, you know, like, pulled into a scene, okay? What are all the rules now in regards to actors and what they're allowed to do?
So our student volunteers are not allowed to touch anybody or anything like that. They stay within their scenes, keep them safe. My Jaycees, however, like to go up and mess with people, you know, take their hat off, flick their earlobe, you know, whatever they want to do to, like, mess with people a little bit.
So there's different rules between younger actors and adult actors?
Yes.
Okay, because you assume the adults can use their discretion appropriately, right? And
we hope that
they'll behave correctly.
We put a lot of trust in our 18 Jaycees, but they most of the time do pretty well.
Okay.
They do pretty well.
Do you ever? How do you guys handle? We'll go two sides of the spectrum. As far as guests, when you have a guest that is so scared that they can no longer continue, how do you handle something like that?
I can actually show you guys. Can you go hit a button? So regardless if somebody is scared or rowdy,
okay,
there's a panic button in every room.
Okay.
So when you hit the panic button, the beacon goes off.
Oh, there's a red beacon.
And so
Can you see that? You probably can't see that. Just go over there. Okay.
Yeah,
So there's a red beacon. All right. So that goes off.
It lights up in the office.
Okay.
Somebody's sitting there with the radio. They'll radio to us and say alarm drop in whatever room.
Okay.
And within 10 to 15 seconds, we are in the room figuring out the
assisting,
problem.
okay.
Yeah.
All
Regardless
right.
if it's either side, if it's
And
somebody.
that was the next question, as far as somebody that, like, punches I want to say monster, you know, but actor, okay? So same thought process, okay? Well, tell us about tonight, all right? So you guys, you've been doing it since February, all right? So now it's time. Today is opening night, okay? You run for 6 weeks or 7 weeks? How long do you run?
6 weekends.
All right, so 6 weekends. So tonight is the event called Stuff the Hearse, right? So tell us about that exactly.
So the Stuff the Hearse, you bring 3 canned goods or some non-perishables. We're going to stuff it all into the back of the hearse. That gets you in with $5 for admission. And then all of that food is getting donated to the Kids Helping Kids program, and then the extra will most likely go to, like, a local food pantry.
Okay, all right, that sounds good. So, folks, if you're watching now, you got time to get on down here this evening. You guys open at 7:30, is that right? And how late are you open tonight?
Midnight.
So 7:30 to midnight if you want to stop by. Tonight is obviously a big high school football night. It's still warm, so there's, I believe tonight's the Holy War. It's Hoban and St. V, right? Go Hoban, it's Mum Day. Yay. Is it Hoban Wallace or Hoban St. V? I think it's Hoban St. V. All right. Point being, I'm a Hoban alumni, so, we don't like St. V. We like him, but we don't like him. All right, so point being, if you folks are here, right, if you're going to a football game tonight, make sure you come on down. It's opening night down here. Bring those 3 canned food goods. Let's help stuff that hearse. And come on down. They're going to be open till midnight, all right? So typically, what are your hours for the whole week as far as what nights are you open and what are the normal hours?
We do Friday and Saturday from 7:30 to midnight, and then we do most Sundays from 7:30 to 10.
Okay.
And Halloween, 7:30 to 10.
And Halloween.
And Halloween, okay. Is there any little extra mustard or extra sauce that goes into acting on Halloween night? How's that work?
It is above and beyond, for sure.
Right.
Everybody's excited and pumped even more than usual. It's a lot more fake blood, a lot more action.
Well, that brings me into my next question. Well, that's down there, but I'll ask it now. How do you make blood?
You can buy just stage blood from the store, or if you want to make it yourself, use Karo syrup, flour, red food coloring, and a little bit of blue just to get the authentic color.
And just you mix it up and just mix it and keep mixing and mixing and mixing. I had the privilege of seeing a blood application done. We'll be sharing that video after we're done with our live footage here. All right, so what days? Okay, here we go. How long does it usually take actors to get into costume and character?
It takes hours.
Okay.
Tonight we started at about 4:45.
Okay.
And I think some of our Jaycees are still applying to themselves because all the kids are ready.
And I was told that they can start here as early as 8th grade acting?
Yep.
How does that, is there a process? Do they have to apply or something like that? Or?
So what we do is we hold student orientations.
Okay.
They come here, we walk them through the rules, how the house is going to run. We let them walk through the maze with the lights on and with the lights off.
Okay.
And then they are ready to go. They bring their packets up, their permission slips, and their little photo IDs, and they act.
Okay.
Simple as that.
Okay. This will sound like, I guess this isn't a silly question. How do you grade them on their acting? Like, is there like a little checklist grade sheet or something?
We kind of use like a star system, and then we also have what we now started doing this year. We call the eyeballs. So if you scare a JC or you're doing really over the top crazy stuff, we're gonna give students eyeballs, and then they can turn those in for prizes at the end of the night. And then the star system is kind of like a Duke, like if you're helping us out with something, if you're switching rooms when you don't have to, and also just acting.
So let me get this right. They get rewarded? They get an eyeball?
Yeah.
Like during the night?
Yes. We'll just hand them an eyeball.
And that, okay, so there's a token system. All right. So so that's there. There's that. Okay, we'll be talking hopefully later. The Monroe Falls Paranormal Society is planning on being here. So we're hoping to talk to them after we do some tours. But as far as these fine folk here, if you want to take a look, get some of the actors. Okay. Right now, if you were to pick one or two, who would you say is your best screamers on staff?
Oh, this is hard because I haven't heard them scream
yet.
You haven't heard them
scream yet?
heard
Okay.
most of them.
All right.
Caleb.
You can scream pretty loud.
Caleb's a good one.
You pick it.
Caleb.
We got who thinks they're the best screamer in the room here? All right, let's get a couple. I want to talk to her anyway, but get Caleb up here. Come on, let's get these two up here. All right, just come right on up this way. All right, so let's take a look. First of all, just give us your first name, okay?
Amber.
Okay, if you take a look, folks, at Amber, you started getting ready at what time now?
Probably about 4:50ish.
Okay, so 4:50, and you can see her makeup is really, really intense. I mean, I'm seeing her right now in the light, and to me, it kind of looks icky and weird right now, so I don't even know what it's going to look like in the dark, okay? And then you can see we got, it looks like like a butcher or something? Or, what's your name?
Caleb.
All right, and you're playing a butcher. Do you have a character name or no? Just split face girl or whatever?
Yeah.
And then what are you supposed to be?
I have no idea.
All right, okay.
She's got to look at me.
All right, so I guess we're gonna scream. This could break my thing here, but all right. So you guys just kind of aim, just yell. All right, just do your thing. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh my God! If I gotta walk. Now listen, if any of you do it, listen, Linda. If anybody does that to me to my face, I'm just telling you, I'm going to fall over, okay? All right, thank you guys. Head on out over here, all right? Okay, so there's that. Jeez Louise. All right, so at this point, I guess let's take you want to take a dry walk through with the lights on?
Yeah.
And if there's a scene that you don't want us to see, just let us know and we'll move the camera around, okay? And then once we get back out through, at that point, I guess activate the thing and we'll go do this. So.
All right.
All right, so here, let's, I don't need this for now. We'll end up back in this room. Yeah, bring that with you for the dry run, okay? But don't turn it on yet. All right, so I'm following you guys. I'm ready.
All right.
All right, let's head on out. Okay. See you guys in a bit. Cheers. Jeez. Okay. We're heading on out, folks. They're still getting their props set up right now. Are we really doing this? Okay. I guess we're doing this.
I don't know why. How you to get me into these.
It was Alex's idea. It wasn't a bad idea.
Should I let you guys go first?
No, I mean.
I have avoided these for 30.
Well, just walk us through. So lights are on right now. Okay. Cool. So we walk in. There's a little chandelier right away, and it says "You will suffer." Okay. That's fantastic. All right.
The cool part about this one is
That.
Oh, it's got some active strobe lights there. Okay, so chances are when it's dark, I would assume that looks really good. And there's you got chains and.
right. So your next room is going to be the one you can't film.
Okay, so next room you can't film, so we'll just walk on through there. Okay, and just aim down on that one, Danny. Okay, I can already tell that I'm not going to enjoy this moment. Okay, all right, let's go cam up now. I noticed a little change in elevation, right? So
Yeah, the little twists and turns and the way the floors kind of ramp up definitely causes a lot of the smack right into the wall.
right.
We can do this, can they?
Oh
I
my
don't know.
God!
Let's find out.
All right. Oh
man.
goodness. Okay, guys, be careful. Okay. Oh my God. Danny, don't drop the camera. I'm leaning. You okay? You okay? All right. We're gonna make it. Okay. And we're in.
You
Okay.
can't say what we're doing on the
Wow. Oh my gosh.
And the lights are on right now.
Could you see that or no?
No, not
Okay,
really.
that's fine. I'm good with that one. All right, so then I'm assuming the clown people will be in this area. It says the freak show. Oh, great. So they're maximizing. Oh, look,
we're gonna do this in the dark.
there's a clown head.
Do we have to? Because I'm already done.
Okay. Is this okay to film?
Yeah.
All right, so take a look at that. Knock 'em down, 5 cents, rotten candy. All right, so there's that room. Okay, I just had something. Okay. Oh, it's something there. Okay. All right. And then you got more strobe effects there. All right.
Our friends.
Okay, so, and again, the speed at which you walk through determines like how active the actors are with you, right?
Yeah.
So if I run,
Yeah, we won't be able to run, man. All right, this looks like.
So up there we actually do have a room.
Okay,
Do you want to do it?
Okay.
and that's the thing, right? I mean, there's stuff up, there's stuff down, there's
I'm
stuff,
going to warn you, it's going to be loud.
there's stuff all over the place. It's going to be loud. Okay. All right, she's up there. Oh my God! I wasn't waiting for that. All right, well now we know that's coming.
This one is Freddy. This is the boiler.
Yeah, I see the boiler. Yep. Okay.
Hold on.
And she's doing. What are you doing? What's she doing?
hey, the lights are on.
What is she doing? I don't know. She's doing something up there. What are we doing?
I'm trying to shut the door. She's
What's she up to?
She's going to come out that door and light away.
What the heck is that?
it's the dog barking.
Oh, it's a chihuahua.
Dog.
Oh, we're still live.
We're still alive.
Oh my gosh.
I'm working the base of this, so I'm trying to. I don't want to touch the ground.
All right. Okay. So they control the light there, right? Okay, I see
And
that.
this guy he does make some he kind of shakes.
Oh my gosh, this is
We
not
named
going to
him
be
Cujo.
fun. This is not going to be fun. Why am I doing this?
This is my favorite room in the whole house.
Favorite room.
One of my favorite rooms.
I never
Especially
know.
Because this is my favorite thing to watch people
I
read.
never know much about people until I took one apart. just to see how it worked. Okay, so there's that. Okay, oh, this is gonna suck. This is gonna suck. Are you pulling that
I
up?
have to, or
Okay.
I can't walk with this.
Okay, that's fine.
Because now
Oh, there's a head. Oh, there's more than a head. Oh,
emergency exit.
there's stuff. Yeah.
Olivia.
Guys, we haven't even done anything yet.
Exactly.
Oh my God, this is gonna be terrible.
Okay.
This is gonna be terrible. I'm just telling you right now.
I have a little car.
So where are these buttons that you press if you're done?
Wait, I'm gonna.
Just so that I just know what it looks like.
I'm gonna go this way. You guys gotta keep going.
Or
She's-
do you not press
there's
buttons?
there's
I'm guessing
hanging.
markers do.
Oh, wow, that's fantastic. That's a 6 foot. That's a 6 foot torpedo. God dang it! We haven't even done anything yet.